drawbacks associated with cryptocurrencies, and how can we navigate these potential issues?
Volatility. So cryptocurrencies could go up 10, 20, 30% up or down on any given month. I would view this as, hey, I'm buying into the philosophy that this is really important. It solves a $200 trillion problem, and there are many cryptocurrencies being developed that are going to solve more and more problems, and I'm buying the long game on this. And by the way, there's short-term reasons why it goes up. There's lots of things that could trigger, that could happen that will drive the price up. But volatility is negative. Try not to look at the price every day. Try to limit your exposure so you can sleep at night calmly, knowing that your money is going to grow in this in the long term.
Do any U.S. banks actually get cryptocurrencies, or will cryptocurrencies kill banks, and are they just hiding their heads in the sand?
The answer is both. So, of course, the banks get it. That's why they say don't do it, because if you don't have to put your Bitcoin into a bank account, you put cash into a bank account, paper money into a bank account. So, of course, Jamie Dimon is saying, oh, don't do cryptocurrencies, because he runs Chase. He's out of a job if everybody switches to cryptocurrencies. But eventually the banks will get it, and what will happen is they'll start buying exchanges and other means to take control of this.
Okay. With the cryptocurrencies soaring past all-time highs, what are the challenges that this market faces down the road? We all know that governments and banksters are quite a danger to cryptocurrencies, but because it endangers their purpose of existence. So you kind of already answered that in a couple different ways. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
I'm actually looking forward to some regulation. I mean, the government should say something, but what they won't say is it's impossible for them to say it's illegal. They're users of cryptocurrencies. They can't be the only kind. It's just like they can't shut down the internet. They can't shut down the internet of money. Cryptocurrencies are the internet of money. No government can shut it down. It already is there. Mm-hmm. So I don't think. Look, and the banksters are already trying to get involved. Like many people are trying to get involved with scamming ICOs and all these things, and that's what you have to avoid. You have to be careful. You have to go to people you trust who can tell you which ones are good and which ones are bad. 95% are bad.
So can I purchase cryptocurrencies in my IRA?
I don't think yet you can purchase cryptocurrencies in your IRA, but once futures exist on the CME, which is very soon, ETFs will appear on the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange, or both. Many ETFs will appear, and certainly in your IRA you'll be able to buy these ETFs that are linked to the price of Bitcoin. Now, there's $1.5 trillion in ETFs. So once there's ETFs that are buying Bitcoins, boom, that's another trigger. That's why we're so much in inning zero. There's like 20 triggers I could list that will be another boom in the price.
This is the first.
That's why I'm so excited about this, but I don't want people to enter into the scams.
Right. What? First question about Ethereum. So maybe you can explain that a little bit. But what is Ethereum's value proposition besides its longevity? Can you give an example of a smart contract where I would need to use Ether?
Well, Ethereum. What's great? Ethereum solves a problem Bitcoin doesn't. So Bitcoin has additional software, the software layer of Bitcoin, which allows you to make a contract. Like you and I could make a contract, put Bitcoin in escrow, and then when the contract is fulfilled, the Bitcoins go out of escrow and go from me to you or you to me, or whatever the contract says. Bitcoin does that and has a software layer to make those contracts. Ethereum made it 1,000 times easier.
Okay.
So that's why these smart contract coins are being created in Ethereum, why these cryptocurrencies are being created in Ethereum. And yeah, there are cryptocurrencies out there, particularly ones related to more anonymity. There's ones relating to decentralized storage. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there that are being used.
So can, in your opinion, can Bitcoin in particular be considered another tulip mania?
Well, tulips are flowers that die in a few months, right? So I think nobody really knows why tulip mania occurred. Bitcoin, again, is backed by, it's literally, think of it more as an extremely valuable, very complicated software program with 1,000 man-years of science behind it. Now, forget that part and think of it as a currency, and you'll see it's nowhere near a bubble. What is a bubble is just like the internet, had an IPO bubble. Too many very bad companies were IPOing just because Wall Street was taking advantage. The same thing is happening with cryptocurrencies. Too many alternative currencies are having these initial coin offerings, ICOs, and I think 95% of them are scams. So that's the bubble. It's an ICO bubble. Crypto is certainly not a bubble, just like the internet was not a bubble.
So someone here is asking another question similar to something that was asked before, but how do you spend cryptocurrency on things you might want to buy, like a house or a car? If you're not buying it, like person to person is one thing, but if I wanted to go to a car dealership and pay in Bitcoin, could I do that?
Yeah, I forget. I think it was Mark Cuban, actually, who back in the 90s made the largest online transaction in the 90s. I think he bought a plane through the internet. Yeah. And the same thing's going to happen now. And that might have been like 1999. So it was already, years and years after the internet, after the World Wide Web started. So it's the same thing happening here. We're in early adoption phase. Many things are already being transacted in Bitcoins. We've described a few of them. Will there be a point where everything can be bought with Bitcoins? Yes. There's even plugins you can add to your browser where you can start buying everything in Bitcoins, and the plugin converts to cash. So I don't think that's an issue, particularly as we move from early adoption to smart money to the general public, all having Bitcoin, access to Bitcoin. Every place will accept Bitcoin. Stores want to make money. They'll accept whatever currency you have that they can make money with.
So how do you exchange cryptocurrencies? If Bitcoin is worth $10,000 and I want to buy a loaf of bread, I think we've answered this a couple of times, so I'm going to skip this question.
I bought a loaf of bread.
Downstairs at the bakery.
Yeah, Europan. They don't pay me.
Here is one more. A newsletter says send money to buy Bitcoin at Coinbase and send it through to Bittrex to buy other cryptos. What does that mean, to send it through Bittrex?
So when you buy a Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin on Coinbase, you get a wallet, a digital wallet. You can move your digital wallet over to Bittrex, which is another exchange where you can buy different types of cryptocurrencies. Okay. And now you have money in Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin on Bittrex. You could use that money to buy other currencies.
Okay, that makes sense. So that's just a transaction. Like when I go to Schwab, I can buy any stock I want.
Right, and then you can move it over to E-Trade.
If I wanted to, but I don't need to because I got everything on Schwab. Here is kind of isolated. You've got very specific Coinbase that transacts in 3 different coins. Another,
but you have one wallet that you can move over.
Oh, I see.
So
okay.
I can move my wallet over to Bittrex, and now I have money at Bittrex.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just like I can move my wallet into hard cold storage, then I can put my cold storage and upload it to Bittrex.
Okay. So I've bought cryptocurrencies, but I'd love some tips on the process of selling and where that money goes once selling has taken place. I'm using Coinbase and Bittrex. Thanks.
Well, if you're using Coinbase, your account is linked to your bank account. So when you sell Bitcoin for dollars, you could sell Bitcoin for Ethereum or Litecoin. But let's say he's talking about selling it for dollars, it'll just go straight to your bank account. Okay. Same thing with Bittrex. Depending on, you can decide on Bittrex what currency you want to get paid in, and then it'll just pay you in that currency within seconds.
Okay. In the scenario of a stock market crash, you've already answered that one. Once you set up your accounts and buy Bitcoin, is there another electronic wallet that you keep them in, or are they safe in your Coinbase account? I think this is a big question, like the security question. You've already answered what you do, but if you could just reinforce that.
Yeah, so, and again, this is not that far from the types of questions people were asking in 1998 about, is it safe to enter my credit card into Amazon.com? And the answer was yes. And of course, we all have our credit cards all over the place now on the internet. But on what I do is I keep my investing money on Coinbase and Kraken, and then the rest that I'm, savings or gains, I put into cold storage on a drive, and I put it in a safety deposit box. So it's totally safe. There could be a nuclear attack, and it will still be safe, unlike a regular bank account, and I'm fine with that.
Okay. What are cryptocurrencies backed by?
So this is such a great question because there's $200 trillion in paper currency that are backed by nothing, right? Mm-hmm. What? We gotta find another dollar.
You're gonna rip up some more money?
Here's a $10 bill.
Now?
What is this backed by? In God we trust. So okay, it's trying to convince you in every way. Here's the White House. Here's Alexander Hamilton. Here's a signature from the Secretary of the Treasury. So it's not really backed by anything. It's all illusion. Where's the pyramid with the eye on it? That's only on the dollar bill. So there's all this illusion that backs the dollar bill. But Bitcoin actually is backed by 100,000 lines of the best written software code ever. Again, all the science that's been put into cryptography, all the science that's been put into blockchain, contract law, all the other technologies is put into Bitcoin. That's what backs it. That's why people, it's useful no matter what. Like, there's so many uses to Bitcoin. It's incredible.
Here's